I wasn't saying anything worthwhile, by the way. Really, I was just reading through the chat. You know, I really need to stop forgetting to do that. I need to stop forgetting to turn on my mic. Thank you for letting me know, by the way. This music is distracting me. The chillness. I'm a little too chill right now. A little too relaxed. We're going to turn that down just a little bit. And I can turn it up for you guys here. There we go. Hopefully that's good. Let me know how it is. But yeah, everyone here in the chat, thank you very much for joining. Notice. The chill music is still playing. Yeah. There it is. Did you see the Logan versus KSI fight? I don't know who KSI is, and I hardly know who Logan is. Logan Paul. I know Logan Paul got in some trouble a couple months ago, or was that last year, I guess. KSI, I have no clue. I guess they agreed to fight in a boxing ring or something. That's kind of weird. Kind of cool, I guess. Nah, I'm not really into that kind of stuff. That's a different side of YouTube that I honestly take no part in. But for all those that did enjoy it, I mean, I'm sure it was a blast. If I did keep up with that kind of stuff, I would have absolutely watched it. I'm not saying I wouldn't have. You got your Twitter back. That's good to hear, Dojo. Good for you. That fight was a waste of time. I heard it was a draw. I heard that was trending on Twitter. That's absolutely hilarious. Good to have your Twitter back, Dojo. Your fan art was some of the best, for sure. Waiting for a couple more people to join in before I start reading through story series, before I start reading through what is known now as Blue Age. This is going to be fun. Indeed, Regu. I'm just kind of going through the chat. Do you think that he got more of the story done by Quinfon? I got more of the story done. I've written a little bit. A little bit. Thank you, Quinfon. I'm very happy about it too. Sorry I postponed it last week because I was planning on doing it last week, but I didn't have enough written then. I wanted to write more. That was a really busy week. I mean, not that this week wasn't either, but things have been a little more relaxed. I've been finding a little more time to write. I have my phone charging right now. I have everything written down there, but I also copied, this time I copied and pasted it. Let me delete this actually. In my notepad, so I can read it right here on my desktop as well. And maybe we can add a couple things through the desktop as well. But I'd prefer to do it on my phone because that's where I do all my primary writing. Then I'd have to like copy it here and put it on there. That just doesn't really make sense. This is just to read it, I guess. A little bit easier to scroll through, I guess. But yeah, it's very, very great to be doing this again. How are all of you guys? I'd love to know. My My Hero Academia review got a little messed up. That kind of made me upset. I had to re-upload that actually, re-edit, render, then upload it, because it got, like, as I was editing it, there was like a clip that I was adding into the video that I put way further on the timeline, and I forgot to delete that off the timeline. So the video originally was 6 minutes. It's like 6.5 minutes of me talking and doing the review, and then there's like another 5 minutes of just black screen, and then that little clip that I didn't eventually add into the video. So I had to re-upload that, which was really stressful. Really, really stressful. I was supposed to start at 7 on the dot, but we ended up starting at like 7:15, which isn't that bad, I guess. Can we watch the makes me happy? Actually, no, because I want to. These are pre-recorded. You know, these are. I'm recording this, and this is for people that aren't able to join in on the stream. You know, and we're really not doing anything here except talking and just writing the story. That's really it. I'm gonna keep this short. Try to keep it around an hour long, and we're just gonna do some writing. I'm sorry, Dojo. Trying to just keep it streamlined. We got to keep it clean, keep it streamlined. We're not. This isn't a chill stream, even though things are pretty chill right now. Not the best. I'm sorry you're not having a good week, Quinfon. Hopefully this does cheer you up. Yeah. Lev is going to die later. That's sad to hear. All right, let me turn on my phone. Let's see, we're at 47%. That should be enough. That should be enough. All right. So after whatever I add today to the story, or if I had anything on possibly Tuesday, I'm going to be uploading a video where basically I tell the story. It's just going to be called like the story so far. That way I don't have to keep saying it over and over again in the stream, and we can just start from where that video leaves off. You know what I mean? Just so we keep it, again, more streamlined, a little faster. This is my voice here already. We can't have that happening. Let me turn on this lamp, actually. Get it a little brighter in here. Let me see real quick if this looks okay. Sure, whatever. I have glasses, but as soon as I had them on, I realized how much like reflection comes off of it, you know? Hope that's not too bothersome. It's not really like, it's just reading glasses basically, and it just helps with me when I'm looking at a screen for hours and hours and hours, which is like every single day. So these definitely help. If I go like this and then look up every now and then, I think it's okay. I think we're okay. Yeah, who is ready to hear what we have written so far? We have Blue Age. One thing I forgot to do was name the first chapter. I wanted to have a name for the first chapter, but I didn't end up doing that. Thank you, Regu. Appreciate that. I want to make sure my voice is good because I'm gonna, you know what I like to do. I like to add to the story, you know, with the voices and everything. So gotta keep that voice nice and clear. So I changed, just little FYI, I changed the beginning of the story. Originally it started here. Now the story starts here, if that makes sense, and we catch up to where I originally started the story. I just added in like a good little chunk just to kind of start the story a little more. You'll see when I read it. You'll hear when I read it. It's a little more fast paced, a little more snappy, and I think it works. Fimencho draws. I might do a little drawing. We could do a little drawing. That's a part of story series. You know, the art and everything. If you guys are down, of course, I wouldn't do it without your okay. I was waiting for Neko-chan or BB to get here, but we can't wait forever, you know. Yeah, I guess we're gonna read this thing. Let me know if you guys are ready for me to read, or if you guys want to wait, or if you guys have any questions. I'll read it whenever you guys are ready. Yeah, I've been trying to just really flesh out as much as I can in terms of the story and the world. That's kind of what I've been trying to do. Subtly build up the world, subtly build up the characters. Is that your old glasses? They're not old. They're actually brand new. They have smudges on them, though, and I can't clean them. I don't wear them. They're not brand new. I got them like a couple weeks ago. I never wear them. I only wear them when I'm, again, staring at my screen like this for hours on end. It's just easier to read text and stuff off the screen. They're not glasses. They're not prescription. They're just like computer glasses, I guess is what you can call them. And no, they're not super old. And they're not super effective either, to be honest. I mean, they're like hit or miss for sure. Let me know if you guys are ready. I will read whenever you guys are ready. Really gotta get a cup. Really need to stop drinking out of a gallon like that. I find it so rude. All right. Seems you guys are ready. We'll go. Let me turn off this music real quick. I'm gonna try to read this to the best way I can. I'm gonna try to make it as exciting and as as fun as possible. You know, I'm gonna ditch these because that's just putting so much glare. All right. Our main character, Cyrus, lays back on the top of a moving train, watching the Victorville countrysides pass by. He scrolls through his phone to find a message. New message from Octavia. "We'll meet by the Musica alleyway in Broker Square," the message reads. "I'll see you soon, Octavia," he says to himself. Suddenly, Oswald, a detective from Kingston, climbs up from the end of the cart. He then pulls out his phone to summon his pistol as Cyrus glances over. That didn't take them long. Cyrus quickly jolts up and begins to run down the speeding cart. "You can't run forever, kid," Oswald shouts as he begins to shoot aimlessly. Cyrus lifts up his hand as a blue-hued shield blocks and catches the bullets. "I can try," he shouts. He then launches one of the bullets, slamming against Oswald's shoulder. He goes down to his knees in pain. "Damn it! That wasn't supposed to hit him!" Cyrus in anger as a tunnel approaches. "You can't escape!" He tries to aim another shot. "But you can!" He holds out his palm again and pushes him off of the train with another force field, making him safely fall onto the back exit railing and out of the tunnel's way. Cyrus then quickly lays flat on the surface of the train, and the tunnel missing him by a hair as it rushes by. I'm getting lost already. "Meet me by the center platform at Kingston Hall. He's still on the run," Oswald shouts on his phone to his partner Bosco, who is on the train with him. "Damn it, Oswald. We're not even supposed to be going after him until we reach Kingston," he says as he summons his pistol from his phone. He moves down the train as it rushes by the crowded station. Hustle and bustle mask the sounds of the train's clashing steel as it begins to stop. "Run after him!" Oswald shouts as Cyrus jumps from the roof of the train and runs through the crowd of commuters. "Damn it, Bosco! You said you had a clear shot!" "He's too fast! I can't risk hitting a bystander!" Cyrus runs to the edge of the station to hide behind one of its large columns. He then pulls out and scrolls through his smartphone. This ought to fool them. Suddenly, his hair goes from blue to brown via his phone. He then casually walks out of the train station and into Kingston, a massive city of steel and brick. White clouds shroud and overcast the afternoon sky. He looks up, noticing large towers littering the entire city with steam. He continues onward, entering Broker Square, a space populated with businesses as far as the eye can see. But he soon notices that the two men are still tailing him. So he quickly makes his way out of the crowd and into the music store. "Welcome to Musica, friend," the clerk says. As dubstep thumps, he glances over out the window, seeing the men pass by and out of his vicinity. "Whew, that was too close for comfort." Back outside, the two men stop in the middle of the square. "We lost him," he says with anger as he looks towards his partner Bosco. "All because you were too spineless to shoot him." "I was too spineless to accidentally kill an innocent life. If it hadn't been for you jumping the gun back on the train, we'd still be following him." "Watch yourself, young blood. You're speaking to a superior officer." "We're supposed to protect the people. When you put people in danger, I have to step up." "You still believe that's our sole duty? Protecting the people? Ain't that adorable?" "Enough! We need to get back to HQ." Bosco, as he pulls out his phone and taps at the screen. Suddenly, his pistol evaporates into thin air. There's more. Back to Cyrus. "We're supposed to meet here somewhere." Sorry. Back to Cyrus. "We're supposed to meet here somewhere. Is she late?" He questions himself as he walks into a dark alleyway. "You're the one who's late, Cyrus." She drops from the fire escape, clinging to the side of the building. Octavia, you kept me waiting for hours. Where have you been?" "I ran into a little trouble. Detectives from East Station tailed me from Victorville. I just managed to shake them off." "Zelmont. His men are getting smarter. If they knew that you'd be on that train, there's no telling what else they know. That means we need to move faster, right? We're supposed to meet our contact at the Lodge-a-Luck bar on Beaker Street at 9 o'clock. He apparently has information on Zelmont that we can use against him, and maybe we can turn the tides on this war. We can only hope." Meanwhile, back at the police station, Bosco and Oswald stand in front of their captain, the dreaded Leffenberg. "What do you mean he got away?" he shouts as he pounds on the table. "I tried to explain to Bosco here, but he fails to understand the gravity of the situation. Sir, with all due respect, I was simply following orders until Oswald opens fire on the child while on the train.
And then he froze at the station when he had a clear shot, Oswald quickly quips in.
You mean to tell me that I'm supposed to shoot a kid in cold blood in front of the presence of civilians? Not only that, but also put those said civilians in danger? That's what we've become? Bosco shouts loudly. I don't have actual, this character shout. It's written in screenplay form, but I just add that to let you guys know who's talking. Is that what we've become?
The mission was to capture the boy, at all cost. We're trying to win a war, not save face with the city's people,
Leffenberg adds. But aren't those people the very reason why we're trying to win this war?
Enough!
Bosco goes silent as Leffenberg shouts.
Listen, these orders come from Lord Zelmont himself. If it were up to me, we'd be spending our resources on getting more soldiers on the front lines, not wasting them chasing some wizard boy. But as you know, Zelmont being the ruler of Sigmund, his orders are final.
His orders are going to have major repercussions on this war. Repercussions that aren't in our favor. Bosco gives a stern look before leaving the room. Oswald soon follows.
Zelmont, what are you doing? Our trust in your word is slowly depleting.
Now alone, Leffenberg lets out a sigh. Cyrus and Octavia make their way to the Lodgeluk bar. Its large pink neon sign illuminates the night. Be on your toes. We can't predict how this contact will treat us, Octavia says. Got it, Cyrus confirms. They enter the crowded bar. A jazz band plays over the banter, and the clinking of plates and glasses as they look around for their contact. He should be wearing a top hat, she should be wearing a top hat, she whispers over to Cyrus. Over there! He points out to a woman sitting in a corner booth. She's the only one wearing a top hat. They walk over to the booth and confront the woman. How much does that hat cost? Octavia asks. It's worth the universe. It should cost more. Glad you found me, Ruby said as she takes off the hat. Ruby is the contact that they are meeting. That's the one that they've been looking for. She's the one with the top hat. I decided just to name the character instead of having to slowly introduce her because it's our story. We should know the names of the characters. So that was glad you found me, Ruby, as she takes off the hat. Wait, what just happened here? It was code, Cyrus. We needed one to be sure of keeping Zelmont's men out of the question. Oh, I see. Well, you could have let me in on it. So I hear you're looking for a way out of Zelmont's crosshairs. Before I tell you anything, I need a little context here. What exactly is he after? Why exactly is he after you two? Well, you see, Octavia stutters. Is there a quieter place where we could talk? Of course, hon, Ruby says. Ruby says with a smirk. Meanwhile, back at the police station. Sir, Cyrus has been spotted walking into the Lodgeluk bar. He's with a woman, a technician at the helm of the control center shouts.
Didn't take the kid for a ladies' man. All right, squad, it's time to move out. Jasper, Fringe, and Carmen, you all take the east side of the building.
Sir, the woman seems to be Octavia Ehrenhart, he interrupts.
What? Are you positive?
Wait, the Ehrenhart of the Ehrenhart Weapon Corporation? Bosco adds.
She's a high target in Zelmont's eyes. Looks like we'll get 2 for the price of 1.
She's supposed to be dead, Bosco in narration.
This changes things. Ehrenhart is extremely versatile in all forms of firearms. We'll have to storm the building.
Sir, that bar is crowded with civilians.
Not this crap again,
Oswald chimes in from the corner of the room. No.
Bosco is right. I have a plan in mind that'll prevent any casualties among the citizens.
Back at Lodgeluk, Cyrus, Octavia, and Ruby sit in the storage room of the bar. Now, what's so important that you need to talk in private? She asks Cyrus. Cyrus pulls out his phone. Cyrus, no! Octavia shouts. Octavia, if we don't trust her, there's no way we're going to escape Zelmont. I've made up my mind. This is the only way. He conveys as he selects his hair to defold. His hair goes from the digitized brown back to its natural blue hue. I'm confused. You just changed your hair with the Ignition app. What's the big deal? And that's all I have written. That's it. Sorry, I had a little trouble reading it there. I'm not the best reader, to be honest. Like, it's hard to like have the right flow and add voices and everything and have it actually make sense. Just to be clear, Ruby is the contact that they're meeting. That's kind of a part that I could have written a little bit better, I feel, in terms of like what's going on with like just like how they meet and everything like that. It's just I want you, the people listening, to know how the story's connecting and everything. It was okay. Okay, thank you, Joshua Bell. That's so good. Thank you, Lev. Thank you guys very much. I would watch and read this entire. That's good to know. Things that I tried to add. Things that I tried to do with this amount that I've written is that, number one, introduce not only interesting villains, but compelling ones that we can care about. Bosco is going to be that character. Bosco, not necessarily a villain. I feel like he has kind of like a gray side. He doesn't want to kill or capture Cyrus. That's not what he wants to do. He realizes that Cyrus is a kid. And even when the technician mentions that it's Octavia Ehrenhart of the Ehrenhart Weapon Corporation, Bosco says, she's supposed to be dead. Why isn't she dead? Like, why do we still have to go after her? He's worried because he doesn't want to go after her anymore. He was hoping that was already over. We ended that. But no, we did not. I like to see Bosco switch sides at some point. Definitely, Joshua. I actually had that in mind as well. I think that Bosco is going to be possibly one of the main characters in the story. I think that having a character that we can root for on the other side of things, on Zelmont's side of things, Zelmont is the ruler of the country. Is Sigmund, and he's the one giving them orders to capture Cyrus and everyone. Excuse me. But yeah, Bosco is definitely one of my favorite. I have the most fun writing his character, and I want to see him. He shorter a little bit. I'm imagining Bosco a little older, like kind of not a gruff detective, but kind of like a straight man kind of guy, you know, slick back hair, maybe not slick back hair, but like parted hair, kind of like easygoing type of, maybe not easygoing, but he follows the rules, you know. He wants to be the good guy. He's he's a Boy Scout kind of character. I was thinking more along the lines of like possibly like Mustang from Fullmetal Alchemist, kind of having that vibe towards him. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Colonel Mustang in Brotherhood or the original FMA. But yeah, that's I definitely want to make his character really good. Let me just read through this chat right here. Nice to see that it's a code. Cyrus so dumb. Yeah, that part, I feel like I could have maybe prolonged that a little bit more. Have the code go on. Like, I actually have it right here. I can read through it real quick. When she reads through... What? That's really weird. Okay, yeah, this came out really horrible for some reason. Like, I was trying to paste it, and it, like, messed up for some reason. When they meet... Yeah, this part where Ruby's like she walks up to her and says like, "Oh, how much is that hat worth?" Like, that's the code that they originally set up, and I feel like I could have done something a little more clever, maybe, or I think I could have prolonged that a little bit more. I think I will prolong that a little bit more just to make it flow. All right, and thank you very much, Regu, for the nice comment there. I like that. And yeah, Mustang. You liked it? Okay. I mean, I'm not going to change. There's an ant on me. There was literally just an ant crawling on my arm. That was weird. I'm not going to change that. I'm just going to like enhance it, to make it a little better. I really like how Oswald made a plan to still be able to capture the two without hurting any civilians. Okay, so that's something that I wanted to make clear. That was not Oswald saying that. That was Leffenberg, the captain. I should have, again, made that more clear. I was trying to give Leffenberg a deeper voice than Oswald. No, Oswald is a loose cannon. Oswald does not care about civilian lives. He's a bad guy. He is absolutely a bad guy. Leffenberg does not necessarily care, but he wants to get the job done as efficiently as possible. So Leffenberg is the one that says, "No, don't worry. I have a plan. A plan to make." Let me get the exact the exact line here. Didn't take the blah, 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 blah. So he says, she's supposed to be dead. This changes things. We have to storm the building. Then Bosco says, sir, that bar is crowded with civilians. And then Oswald says, not this crap again. He chimes in from the corner of the room. And then Leffenberg joins in, no, Bosco is right. I have a plan in mind that'll prevent any casualties among the citizens. That was the end. That he was the one that ended that. I think that ant bit me. Oh man. Yeah, he was the one that dropped that line there. I want Oswald. I want there to be somebody that is legitimately a bad guy, but by the end of this chapter, I plan on introducing more bad guys that are going to be after Cyrus. That pose more of a threat. 35 seems like a good age. 35? I was thinking like late 20s. I was thinking like 26, 28. Maybe have Oswald 35. Because he's his superior officer. Like, he's a higher rank than him. So I think Oswald will be 35. And Bosco could be like maybe around like 28, 29. We should give Bosco a family too. Ants can bite. Yes, Neko-chan. They absolutely bite. And it hurts. Depends on the ant, I guess. It's not really can ants bite, it's will they bite. That's more of the question. Good to have you here, Sarlinia. 28 is a good age. Yeah, I think 28 is good. So yeah, give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts on what's going on here. I know you guys are digging Bosco, but is there anything that you don't like about this? Is there anything that I can change? Because later on, I really don't want to have to go back. I really want to keep moving forward, you know. So there will be moments where I ask you, this was a good little chunk of story here. I feel like we're like halfway through the first chapter. I just want to know if this is okay. So fire ants can bite. Yeah. Just let me know if this is a good story, if this is going okay so far. If not, I can change things here and there. If there's any part that confuses you, please, please, please speak up now so we can fix those things, so I can change those things and have it more accessible to you. Again, this is our story. It's not my story. That's something that I was kind of worried about when writing this much, was that I started thinking of things and I don't want it just to be my story. You know, it's not about just me and how I'm writing it. And I'm definitely taking, your guys' advice and your guys' suggestions. Regu definitely coming through with that in terms of, can there be a brief summary? You know what? I'm going to read it one more time in just a little bit. I think I'll read it one more time just to get everything clear, Sarlinia. This is why I wanted to wait until... It's so hard to do these streams because, like, not everyone jumps in right away, so it's hard to and I don't want to have to keep reading it because it's getting long now. It's getting a little bit long. The first part seems cool. I think that whoever is saying something, they should have a distinct set of words. I'm not really sure what you mean by that, Quinfon. They should have a distinct set of words. Like maybe like an accent or like have them have quirks and stuff. I think we're pretty early. Like Oswald should be more mean. Okay. I thought that I made Oswald mean enough, but I can make Oswald more mean. I definitely want him to be kind of like evil, like the way they talk. I could change something there. I made sure to make Cyrus kind of a little more... Cyrus and Octavia, I feel like, are very distinguishable. But yeah, you might be right about the police force. Definitely like Leffenberg and Oswald are kind of hard to differentiate from each other. So I could definitely change that. Thank you very much, Quinfon. I will make Oswald a little more mean, a little more gruff. Like, he's seen some stuff in his days. He's killed a man or two. Like, he knows what's going on. I want Oswald to not just be mindless and just like, yeah, I'll kill anyone that gets in my way. He's still a cop. He's a beat cop, and he's been a beat cop for years and for decades, perhaps. And I want him to, I want that to resonate within the reader. I want them to know that, like, oh, like, I get it. He's a tough guy. He's not here to take crap or anything like that. Especially from somebody that's younger than him, or he's chasing after a kid. Like, how do you think that makes a superior officer feel when just chasing after a kid? But yeah, I'm glad that you guys, for the most part, enjoyed all of it. That makes me really happy. I'm going to read through it one more time, and this time we can pick through a few more things if there's something that you think I should change. I don't know. I guess I got a text from my mom. For Bosco, he seems more civil, or for civil. Yeah, he's very civilized. Bosco's more for civilians, perhaps is what she meant. He wants to protect. He wants to serve and protect and do his duty as a cop. He kind of wants to. He joined in on the force thinking that he could change how the cops act towards civilians. He wants to change the face of the police force and be better. Oswald should be older too. Older than... I'm really not focused on ages. Like, what series do you read where they mention everyone's age? Like, Fullmetal Alchemist, you don't really know anybody's age in that entire series. Like, that's not how manga really goes. That's not really how a story goes. Like, I don't need to introduce a character and be like, this character is 35. He's just a superior officer. Like, his actual numbered age is not important to him. If this was like... Again, like, I'm imagining this as an anime or perhaps a manga series, or the other way around, vice versa. I want it to... Where, like, the way the characters look and the way they act, that's what sets them apart, not the numbered age of said character. So Oswald is more jaded than corrupt. Yeah, I would say jaded. I would say that he's like a little more like I think that's a good one for me. Like he has more. Sorry about that. I'm getting notifications. Like he has more experience than Bosco, which is why he is more rough. Yeah, like he. Not necessarily more experience, like, oh, I've been on this job longer. He's just seen some bad stuff. Like, he has killed people. Bad things have happened to him. He's lost partners before. He's been shot a lot. Like, he is a warrior. Age always mentioned in little filler time. Yeah, that I'm not focused on that right now. I don't think that that's important right now. Like, we're just now setting up these characters. I don't think that it reads weird. Like, Bosco, age 35, jumps in. Like, that's just weird to me. I don't want to write it like that. So for Selenia and for anyone else that hasn't heard this story, I'm going to read through it one more time. This is the last time I'm going to read it. I will be uploading a video later this week where the video will be titled The Story So Far. And basically that's going to be everything that I've written. And that way I don't have to read it from the very beginning every time we have one of these streams. We can just begin where the story so far left off, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm going to read through it one more time. I changed some of the beginning for people that that weren't here before, so I'm going to start from the beginning. Our main character, Cyrus, lays back on the top of a moving train, watching the Victorville countrysides pass by. He scrolls through his phone to find a message. We'll meet by the Musica alleyway in Broker Square. New message reads, I'll see you soon, Octavia, he says to himself. Suddenly, Oswald, a detective from Kingston, climbs up from the end of the cart. He then pulls out his phone to summon his pistol as Cyrus glances over. That didn't take them long. Cyrus quickly jolts up and begins to run down the speeding cart. You can't run forever, kid, he shouts as he begins to shoot aimlessly. Cyrus quickly lifts up his hand as a blue-hued shield blocks and catches the bullets. I can try. He then launches one of the bullets, slamming against Oswald's shoulder. He goes down to his knees in pain. Damn it! That wasn't supposed to hit him! Cyrus in anger as a tunnel approaches. You can't escape! He tries to aim another shot. But you can! He holds out his palm again and pushes him off the train with another force field, making him safely fall onto the back exit railing out of the tunnel's way. Cyrus then quickly lays flat against the surface of the train, the tunnel missing him by a hair as it rushes by. Meet me on the center platform at Kingston Hall. He's still on the run, he shouts on his phone to his partner Bosco, who's on the train with him. Damn it, Oswald. We're not even supposed to be chasing him until we reach Kingston, he says as he summons his pistol from his phone. He moves down the train as it rushes by the crowded station. Hustle and bustle mask the sounds of the train's clashing steel as it begins to stop. Run after him! Oswald shouts as Cyrus jumps from the roof of the train and runs through the crowd of commuters. Damn it, Bosco! You said you had a clear shot! He's too fast! I can't risk hitting a bystander! Cyrus runs to the edge of the station to hide behind one of its large columns. He then pulls out and scrolls through his smartphone. This ought to fool them. Suddenly, his hair goes from blue to brown via his phone. He then casually walks out of the train station and into Kingston. a massive city of steel and brick. White clouds shroud and overcast the afternoon sky. He looks up, noticing large towers littering the entire city with steam. He continues onward, entering Broker Square, a space populated with businesses as far as the eye can see. But he soon notices that the two men are still tailing him, so he quickly makes his way out of the crowd and into the music store. "Welcome to Musica, friend," the clerk shouts as Dubstep thumps as he glances out the window, seeing the men pass by and out of his vicinity. "Whew, that was too close for comfort." Back outside, the two men stop in the middle of the square. "We lost him," he says with anger as he looks towards his partner. "Oh, because you were too spineless to shoot him." "I was too spineless to accidentally kill an innocent life. If it hadn't been for you jumping the gun back on the train, we'd still be following him." "Watch yourself, young blood. You're speaking to a superior officer." "We're supposed to protect the people. When you put people in danger, I have to step up." "You still believe that's our sole duty? Protecting the people? Ain't that adorable?" "Enough. We need to get back to HQ." Bosco, as he pulls out his phone and taps at the screen, suddenly his pistol evaporates into thin air. Back to Cyrus. "We're supposed to meet here somewhere. Is she late?" he questions himself as he walks into the dark alleyway. "You're the one who's late, Cyrus." She drops down from a fire escape, clinging to the side of the building. Octavia! You kept me waiting for hours. Where have you been?" "Ran into a little trouble. Detectives from East Station tailed me from Victorville. I just managed to shake them off." "Zelmont. His men are getting smarter. If they knew that you'd be on that train, there's no telling what else they know. That means we need to move faster," Cyrus adds. "We're supposed to meet our contact at the Lodjaluk bar on Beaker Street at 9 o'clock. He apparently has information on Zelmont that we can use against him. And maybe we can turn the tides on this war. We can only hope," she says. Gotta breathe, guys, sorry. Meanwhile, now at the police station, Bosco and Oswald stand in front of their captain, the dreaded Leffenberg.
"What do you mean, he got away?"
He shouts. Sorry, let me do this better.
"What do you mean, he got away?"
He shouts as he pounds on the desk.
"I tried to explain to Bosco here, but he fails to understand the gravity of the situation."
"Sir, with all due respect, I was only following orders until Oswald opens fire on the child while on the train.
And then he froze at the station when he had a clear shot."
"You mean to tell me that I'm supposed to shoot a kid in cold blood in front of the presence of civilians? Not only that, but also putting the lives of said civilians in danger. That's what we've become?"
"The mission was to capture the boy at all cost. We're trying to win a war, not save face with the city's people."
"But aren't those people the very reason why we're trying to win this war?"
"Enough!"
Leffenberg shouts as Bosco goes silent.
"Listen, these orders come from Lord Zelmont himself. If it were up to me, we'd be spending our resources on getting more soldiers on the front lines, not wasting them chasing some wizard boy. But as you know, Zelmont being the ruler of this country, Sigmund, his orders are final."
"His orders are going to have major repercussions on this war. Repercussions that aren't in our favor." He gives a stern look before leaving the room. Oswald eventually follows.
"Zelmont, what are you doing? Our trust in your word is slowly depleting."
Now alone, Leffenberg lets out a sigh. Cyrus and Octavia make their way to the Lodjaluk bar. Its large pink neon sign illuminates the night. "Be on your toes. We can't predict how this contact will treat us," Octavia says. "Got it." They enter the crowded bar. A jazz band plays over the banter and the clinking of plates and glasses as they look around for their contact. "He should be wearing a top hat," she whispers over to Cyrus. "Over there." He points out to a woman sitting in a corner booth. "She's the only one wearing a top hat." They walk over to the booth and confront the woman. "How much does that hat cost?" Octavia asks. "It's worth the universe," she replies. "It should cost more." "Glad you found me." Ruby, as she takes off the hat. "Wait, what just happened there?" "It was code, Cyrus. We needed one to be sure of keeping Zelmont's men out of the question." "Oh, I see." "Well, you could have let me in on it." "So I hear you're looking for a way out of Zelmont's crosshairs. Before I tell you anything, I need a little context here. Why exactly is he after you two? Ruby asks. Well, you see, Octavia begins to stutter. Is there a quieter place where we could talk? Cyrus asks. Of course, hun, she says with a smirk. Meanwhile, back at the police station. Sir, Cyrus has been spotted walking into the Lodgelek bar. He's with a woman, a technician at the helm of the control center shouts.
Didn't take the kid for a ladies' man. All right, squad. It's time to move out. Jasper, Fringe, and Carmen, you all take the east side of the building.
Sir, the woman seems to be Octavia Ehrenhart, he quickly interrupts.
What? Are you positive?
Wait, the Ehrenhart of the Ehrenhart Weapon Corporation? Bosco questions.
She's a high target in Zelmont's eyes. Looks like we'll get 2 for the price of 1.
She's supposed to be dead, Bosco in narration.
This changes things. Ehrenhart is extremely versatile in all forms of firearms. We'll have to storm the building.
Sir, that bar is crowded with civilians.
Not this crap again,
Oswald chimes in from the corner of the room.
No.
Why is someone calling me right now? Go away. I'm so sorry, guys.
No. Bosco is right. I have a plan in mind that'll prevent any casualties among the citizens.
That's what Leffenberg said, by the way. Back at Lodgeluk Bar, Cyrus, Octavia, and Ruby sit in the storage room of the bar. Now, what's so important that you need to talk in private? Ruby asks Cyrus as he pulls out his phone. Cyrus, no! Octavia shouts. Octavia, if we don't trust her, there's no way we're going to escape Zelmont. I've made up my mind. This is the only way, he conveys as he selects his hair to default. His hair goes from the digitized brown back to its natural blue hue. I'm confused. You just changed your hair with the Ignition app. What's the big deal? And that's all I have written. That's it. I'm curious what you guys think. If anything needs to change. Who called me? From the Bronx. I don't recognize that number. I'll have to call them back later. Sorry about that, guys. Dang, so real. That dialogue. Thank you. This is some great narration. No joke. I wish I can write dialogue like this. It takes years of practice. I've been writing for a long time. Who is Zero Mission X Flareon? Where did you come from? And welcome to the stream. I've never even seen you in the chat before. Good to have you here. Yes, he's good, like both of us, so welcome. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Neko. He wrote some good stuff with our help. Oh, okay, yeah. So I know you can bring some help too. Oh, really? Well, I'm impressed. Thank you, guys. You guys are great. Okay, so do you have any idea what to do next? I do. I do have an idea on what to do next. I changed Cyrus's origins. So I know originally we discussed, this is where things get a little complicated. Hang on. Gotta freshen that up a little bit. Cyrus was originally supposed to be a part of some clan that had this magical ability, or perhaps it was like a type of ore that they would like gain magic from. The bar should be a jazz club. It is. I thought that was implied. It's the Lodgelek bar. It's like a jazz kind of bar, classical looking, lots of neon signs and everything. Oh, hang on one second. And I checked your channel out, and it got me hooked enough to sub. Thank you so much, Zero Mission. I appreciate that. And thank you, Neko-chan, for welcoming someone new to Story Series and this channel. That means a lot. It really, really does. Yeah, glad you're here. So yeah, long story short, I want to make it where Cyrus is a reincarnation of a magical being called Wisdom. And I know this sounds stupid at first, but I've thought it through a lot. This is, to me, the best way to incorporate magic into this series. Cyrus is one of the only magicians that can perform spells like the force field and catching bullets and things of that sort. He's the only one that can do that. And I think that the reincarnation works for two reasons. One, it makes sense why he has blue hair. I think that is really cool. The reincarnation comes from the Blue Age, and everyone with blue hair was reincarnated as Wisdom or whatever. And there were like hundreds of years ago, there were just single people that would have natural blue hair. And this reincarnation is not only just wisdom, but the magic that comes with it. And basically, oh, good to have you here, Danksley. Nice to be here. Cyrus seems a bit too mouthy, lighthearted in the beginning when being chased by Oswald. Perhaps more banter dialogue to show more character. I agree with you, Sarlinia. The beginning, I won't lie to you, he was a different character at the beginning of the story, and you kind of see his character shift towards the end. I will change some things there for sure. That's something that I'll definitely work on. I hate you for spelling my name wrong. Let's chill. So yeah, he's a reincarnation of a spirit called Wisdom. It has been reincarnated throughout the millennia, throughout thousands of years. There has been, different beings that held wisdom within them. This makes more sense to me because now, Zelmont has a reason to chase him more. It's not just about him escaping from his clan or whatever. And that was too similar to Octavia. Octavia, I am keeping true to what her character was. Her family was the Ehrenhart Weapon Corporation. She was very important to the war that's at hand right now, but her family backed out. Zelmont was like, killed them. She got away, and now she's the only one that holds the blueprints to this legendary weapon of some sort. But I put their origins away from each other. Zelmont does not need Cyrus to use... he doesn't need the magic to use the weapon. Those are two very different things. They're just working together because they have similar motives. Does he have memories of previous incarnations? Flashes. He has flashes of previous incarnations, not full memories. He'll have dreams and stuff where wisdom, what's inside of him, speaks to him, and he literally will tell him, "You are a reincarnation of wisdom, and you have these magical abilities," something like that. I don't want it to make it cheesy or stupid, so that obviously has to come in very subtly, and that's something that I'll introduce in probably not even this chapter. I don't think that we need to. I don't think we need to do that this chapter. I think that he's about to explain this to Ruby, the contact. He's about to explain, we need to trust her, so, I'm going to tell her the truth. I am a reincarnation of wisdom. That's why he changed his hair back to blue. She thinks she just changed his hair blue, and brown was his original color. What's the topic right now? But what do you think about the My Hero Acapella filler episode? If you want to know what I thought about that, you can catch my review. I uploaded it a couple hours ago. How does he feel about being Wisdom? He's taken on the responsibility. He feels that he needs to keep the magic away from danger. He doesn't want to kill. He wants to learn more about this magic. He's a kid that's kind of becoming a scholar, that's becoming wise. He's very content with what's going on inside of him, and he's very noble about it. Humble as well. He's a very humble young boy. He doesn't want to use his magic. In the beginning of the story, one of my favorite lines is when he pushes the bullet back and it actually hits Oswald in the shoulder. I imagine this not super violent. He didn't push them back at full force. It just hit him speedingly. It didn't go through his shoulder. Perhaps it didn't even break the skin. But immediately Cyrus regrets that. Cyrus just wanted to push the bullets away, but it accidentally hit him. And he says, damn it, that wasn't supposed to hit him. He feels bad about that. He does not want to hurt people. Cyrus is a very calm, sort of, very pacifistic character. Is that even a word? Pacifist character. And Octavia wants vengeance. Octavia wants to kill Zelmont. She holds a grudge. I'm sorry for all the noise out there. We can put the music back on, actually. I should have put this on a while ago. There we go. Octavia wants vengeance, and that's why I think that's why the characters work together, because they're both very different. He is embracing it. Yeah, he embraces it, but not to the point where he wants to use it all the time and fight people with it. He wants to take the responsibility of protecting it. Make subtle about Ruby figuring out what Cyrus is. Don't tell the reader about Cyrus that quickly. That's good advice. That's why I stopped here. That's why I stopped at this point. Because I don't know, but I like the idea of Cyrus throwing in his trust. Maybe not reincarnation, but maybe he just mentions, I have this magic ability, and that's why he's after me. I think as simple as that is good. I think that having her just see his magic, because she's eventually going to find out about that anyway, and she's not going to believe him. I could play a little joke there where he pushes down a bottle or something. I think that could be kind of cool. I am very familiar with the don't tell show. I'm very familiar with it. That's why I started the story in action. That's why there's a lot of, we're just in the story immediately. We don't need to say Zelmont is the ruler of this country known as Sigmund, where a boy named Cyrus. Like, I don't like stories that start that way. I like just jumping in and figuring out as it goes. I think that is the most exciting type of writing, and that's exactly what I'm trying to do here. I like that they are different. Cause conflict between Cyrus and Octavia. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Sarlinia. I definitely want that that conflict between them. Later, that's way down the line, though. The topic is we're doing story series right now, Danksley, where we have written a story together. I have read it, and we're adding thoughts and suggestions on things that I could change for continuing to write it. You don't have to answer this now, but what inspired you to write? Well, everyone in here did, to be honest. This is a series that we do where we all write together. But if you mean in general, what inspired me to write, like what made me write in the first place, just great entertainment. Manga. I want to write my own manga in the future. That's something that I still plan on doing. It's a dream of mine. But mainly just good manga I've read, good anime I've watched, good movies, good TV, good books I've read. Like, that stuff I just grown really attached to fiction, and I just kept writing. But yeah, I appreciate that question, Zero. You can ask anything you want, no worries. How did Cyrus and Octavia meet? Haven't figured that out yet. Hadn't figured that out. I don't think we need a backstory for them just yet, so maybe we can ask that question again down the road. Maybe at first he does things instinctively, then does flash by flash, he fully remembers. Yeah, like he's slowly kind of obtaining these memories. What is my boy talking about? The topic is a story that we are writing together with Fumi. The story is called Blue Age. Ruby knows when people are lying to her, but she lets it go for now. Exactly. So he says, like, there's this magical ability that he has, and Ruby thinks to herself, I know there's more to it than just that. I know it's not just magical abilities. There's something else going on here, but he doesn't tell her. Leffenberg, Bosco, and Oswald, are they just cops or special forces? They are just cops. I'll go and spoil it now. How I was planning on ending this chapter. So, basically, the cops are going to storm this building. There's going to be a big action scene there. There's going to be a big action scene. This is when we see Ruby fight. This is when we see Ruby's ability. Ruby is going to be an absolute badass. Octavia as well. It's not going to be like... I have an idea on how the scene's going to work. It's going to play out really well. But I want to end the chapter on Zelmont sitting at a throne. Like, sitting back in a throne. And he has 4 people among him. And basically his dialogue, paraphrasing here, his dialogue would be, the cops are too weak. They can't handle Cyrus. So I have to use you guys instead. And they're like bounty hunters that have like special abilities for hunting down Cyrus. These are going to be, there's going to be like maybe 3 or 4. Those are the primary villains that we're going to be fighting throughout the series. I think I want these characters to use like steam as I want one character like a robot arm that uses like steam to like launch a hook, or like a Gatling gun arm, or really cool designs like that. That's how I plan on ending this chapter. I really want Zelmont in the last panel. If this is a manga series, I want him in the last panel with some dialogue, very menacing dialogue, like he will not get away. I want to see him real calm and just collected. He knows what he's doing. He's sending these bounty hunters after Cyrus and Octavia, and that's when the story kind of starts. That's when we get things going. I'm also planning on introducing another character named Dan. Dan is going to be a part of Ruby's group, which is kind of like a rebellion sort of thing, kind of like a railroad situation where they kind of get people out of the country. And there's like a specific task that they have to do in order to get out of Sigmund, and they're trying to go to Helvetica, which is the neighboring country. Back to the conflict with Cyrus and Octavia. I think that their motives will get in the way. Yes, was thinking you should end it at that bar, but that's good. I want the bar to be a part of the series, though. We will go back to the bar. Lemberg sounded like he used to be extremely loyal to Zelmont. Was he ex-military? Perhaps. I like that. Perhaps. He likes Zelmont. He trusts him, but like, they're just chasing after this kid. He's starting to question what's going on. Like, why are we so fixated on this boy? And he doesn't really believe in the magic that he can do, so he's confused about it and conflicted with it. And he's struggling. He really is. And he's hiding that from Bosco. He's hiding that from Oswald. That's his personal sort of turmoil there. I want Leffenberg, I want those characters to be more complex and less evil and just more complicated characters. I want the bounty hunters to be evil. No, they're just strictly after Cyrus. That is their goal. So yeah. But yeah, I really like I like great characters. That's what I'm trying to write right now. It's just really good characters. He has to portray a united front in front of his men. Portray a united front. I'm not sure what you mean by that. So yeah, if you guys have any ideas, I'm going to start winding down the stream here. If you guys have any ideas on what you want, what else do you want to see in this chapter, I can add them here. I'm just going to add notes, and then I can, you know, piece them together and make them work in the rest of this chapter. I think the chapter is about halfway over. In terms of like a manga chapter, this would be about the halfway point. I'm looking at maybe, you know, 16 to 20 pages. So yeah, if you guys have any other ideas on things that should be expressed in this first chapter, things that should be expressed in this story right now, what do you think's flowing? What do you think will work here? Let me know, and I can add it into the notes here, and I will try to throw it in the story. Some notes that I already have. Cyrus as protagonist and Octavia as second protagonist. That was Regu that came up with those names. Just to let everyone know, just throwing some credit out there. Government after gold that Cyrus is sworn to protect. That was by Joshua Bell. But basically, the gold, the idea of the government being after them, that was Joshua's idea. Octavia wants vengeance against the government, which is again Joshua's idea. Octavia's family killed by the government due to them not creating weapons for their war. This was all kind of Joshua and Regu's idea here. Very, very happy how that turned out. Very, I think we're still staying true to those original ideas, which makes me really happy. What do you think about giving the bounty hunters real-life weapons, like the M20 Sniper Super Bazooka from World War II? That could work. Yeah, I mean, like, again, it's not in illustrated form, so there could just be a character that uses a bazooka. That could be cool, yeah. What is the name of the rebellion that Ruby is a part of? I was thinking just Rebellion. Rebels. But they could have a cool name, too. If you guys want to come up with something, tweet at me, or you guys could tell me right now. Hit me up on Twitter. If you have any ideas that you want to pop into the story, tweet at me, at Fumincho Tweets. I could throw something in if you have a name, like, oh, this character should be named. I don't have names for any of those bounty hunters. If you have, like, cool names that fit into the context of the story, I could totally do that. The only character that I've named in this story is Leffenberg and Bosco. Everyone else, it's been you guys. It's been Regu mostly, but you guys have named all the characters. So I've named Ruby too as well. But we kind of decided on Ruby being a name of a character earlier on. So can you tell me about the personality of the main characters? Cyrus is kind of noble, respectful, a little shy. He's a kid though. He's like 16. He's like very little childlike, kind of funny, goofy, but he can be very serious because he knows this responsibility he has. Octavia is a little more, what's the word I'm looking for? A little more vivacious. She's a little more wild. She's kind of willing to start fights quickly. She's got a short temper, but she's still a nice person. Like she's nice, and Cyrus kind of brings out the best in her. Cyrus kind of helps her realize and keeps her calm, and yeah. And she kind of brings out the fight in Cyrus as well. They kind of work hand in hand. Ruby is a very serious, very like mature character. Ruby is very old, not old, but like she's a full-grown adult, and she's very serious and kind of she likes to joke around a little bit. She kind of like she's very. I can't think of like words to describe them, but yeah, she's like thinking like Tsunade from Naruto, those kind of vibes for her character. She's kind of a smartass, but she's kind of more serious on the serious side. Bosco, again, we mentioned that he's very much a Boy Scout, trying to do the right thing, but struggling with what the right thing is. Oswald is he's kind of a loose cannon, gruff cop, been through a lot of stuff. And eventually, you know, he might be redeemed. I'm not quite sure, but he is trying to get this job done. And Leffenberg is the leader of the police force, and he is very serious, and he's trying to get the job done as well, but he's starting to question Zelmont's orders. I think a bit more of what the propaganda about Cyrus should be shown. A little bit more characterization to Cyrus. Okay. I could totally do that. No worries at all. I could do that. I think I want to see them... I think I want to change when they meet in that alleyway, when they first see each other again. Because on the train, like, we see Cyrus saying, "I'll see you soon, Octavia." And it looks like there's, like, a, you know, a deeper friendship there. Like, he's excited. It's been a little while since they've seen each other. And, you know, when they're in the alleyway, it's kind of just straight to business. I kind of want them to be, like, you know, kind of talk a little bit. You know, I'll bump up that scene a little bit. Am I joining you for the stream or a later one? Also, do you have an idea for the attack on the bar or no? I do. I have an idea for it. There's a plan that Leffenberg has that I've kind of thought through. The attack will interrupt their conversation down in the storage room, though. That's definitely the plan. Regu, I don't have... Yeah, we'll Skype next during a chill stream or something. We were planning on Skype. I completely forgot about that. I apologize. I just got really caught up with reading the story. I won't lie to you. It's kind of difficult to, like, read this chat, read my phone, make sure the stream's running okay. Like, it's a lot of stuff is going on right now. it's difficult, and I have, like, people calling me and texting me right now. But yeah, next stream we'll chat, Regu. No worries. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If you guys have any more ideas, again, hit me up at Twitter or hit me up in the comments below any of the story series videos. Like interrupt when he was about to tell Ruby. Perhaps that's a good idea, Neko-chan. That's a good idea. Maybe he gets interrupted by that, and then he has to, like, prove that that he does have these powers. Kind of like she eventually learns that he does have these powers. Thank you so much, Sarlinia. I really appreciate that. I appreciate all of you guys. I've been having fun writing this. I will not lie to you. This has been fun. Because I'm less likely to get trapped in writer's block when I have you guys here. When I have, like, this spark that kind of just, like, helps out, you know? Like, I'm writing this, I'm like, oh, I can just ask Twitter, and they can just be like, yeah, sure. I ask questions on Twitter as well about, like, what's going on with Zelmont. You know, is Zelmont a cool name? You guys agreed that it was. Is Sigmund a cool name for their country? You guys agreed that it was. There are other questions that I could ask as well. But yeah, I'm going to write a lot more. I don't know when the next entry of story series will be, to be honest. I will definitely have the story so far video, where I read the lot of the story, everything that I've written so far. And the next live stream, I could just start from the end of that video. And if you guys want to know the story, I don't have to keep reading it over and over again, because it's getting a little bit long, and it's getting a little hard to read. Thank you so much, Neko-chan. Because of the world building, I think that the person that really understands what the war is about, what the world is about, should be telling us more about the world. Because for Cyrus, if he doesn't know why he is fighting and about the world, Ruby can be the one to slowly explain what is going on in this world and why things are the way they are. Like Cyrus is more naive about the war. True, I like that. I want Cyrus to be more naive. I think Octavia knows a little more than Cyrus. Cyrus just doesn't like the war. He doesn't think it's a good thing that people should be killing each other. And yeah, that's stuff that can be explained later. I really don't think that we should cram in the politics of the country and our heroes right away. I think that can get a little heavy. That could get a little heavy, a little too much thrown at us. I feel like I'm already cramming a lot into the first, this first chapter. So, yeah. But yeah, that's definitely something I will explain. You have not gotten back to my I have not seen any of them, dude. Are you following the right person? I have not seen any of them. I apologize, Joshua Bell. Because yeah, I legit I've seen none of your I don't know if you're tweeting at the wrong person, or I have no tweets or memory of tweets from you at all. Let me just scroll through my Twitter real quick if there's something there. Yeah, I don't see anything, dude. I'm so sorry I forgot to message you, Regu. I don't get notifications for Twitter. That's my bad. I really apologize for that. So low right now, and then crazy later. Yeah, basically. He just wants to impress Octavia. I really don't like that, Joshua. I really don't want it to be a love story. Like, I'm okay with them having, like we're, you know, Cyrus has a crush on Octavia, but, like, Cyrus is not that kind of character. He's not like, I just want to impress Octavia. That's all I care about, you know? Like, I don't want him to be that kind of character. I want him to be a cool, good character. This is not a love story. This is a shonen. This is a very serious story. We're in the middle of action. People are going to die in this story. I'll tell you that right now. We will kill off some characters for sure. And I just want it to, you know, flow correctly. We can introduce maybe some lovey-dovey stuff later. Sorry guys, I have to go, but I'll be back for the next stream. Love you all, and have a beautiful day. Thank you so much, Quinfon. You have a good one as well. Thank you for helping out with this story. Always a pleasure to have you here. Should the 4 bounty hunters be able to use magic? Perhaps. Perhaps, but there needs to be a reason. I'll have to come up with, if that can work in the parameters of what's happening in the story, because if they have magic as well, what's so special about Cyrus? I can make it where Cyrus has a special kind of magic, but then what's so special about the bounty hunters? You know, there's things that I'm working on for sure. What you think about having the bounty hunters have their own fighting styles? Also, can one of the bounty hunters not be considered as a bad guy, but just as a good person on the opposing side? Perhaps that could work as well. I like that. I like that. They just have a strong family bond because of later it will be a great tragedy time. Perhaps, Neko-chan. But yeah, I think I'm gonna wind it down. I could go on much longer, but again, I want people that, you know, missed the stream to catch it and watch it on VOD. So I'm gonna end the stream here. Again, if you have any more ideas or anything else you want to add, you can hit my Twitter. There's a link to it on my channel page and on all of my regular videos, as well as if you want to, you know, give me more information on some ideas you have, you can just comment down below on any of the story series videos, and I will make sure to read through them. Joshua Bell, again, I apologize. Try tweeting at me again. It's Fumensho Tweets. At Fumensho Tweets. Again, there's links to it on all my videos. If you can't find it, I apologize. I'm sorry I missed your tweets. I didn't see any of them, so it makes me think that you're tweeting at the wrong person. Zero got you. He's writing a story too. Oh, Zero's writing a story too? Cool. Good night. Can't wait to see the next development. Thank you so much, Starlinia. Thank you, Neko-chan. Thank you, Regu. Thank you, Zero Mission X Flareon, or Flareon. Really appreciate you joining in on the stream. Quinfon was great. Joshua Bell, thank you so much. Regu, even Danksley. Joshua Bell, I think I've already thanked. Just, yeah, thank you all very, very much for being a part of the stream and being a part of this story. It means a lot to me that you guys are willing to give out some of your better ideas and coming up with the story. If you wanted to differ the magics, the bounty hunters could be genetically modified while Cyrus has a more natural magic. Ooh. 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 I don't hate that, Regu. Regu, I don't hate that. Genetically modified magic. Genetically modified magics for bounty hunters. Yeah, I don't hate that. We should call the first chapter the Jazz Club. I don't hate that either. That could be cool. I could change that to the Jazz Club. I was gonna call it Out of Luck. That was my idea for it. Coming in last second, boys. Yeah, totally, definitely like that. I really like that idea. That's definitely something. Again, it needs to be fleshed out for sure, but I definitely like that. But yeah, I think I'm pretty much through here. Again, thank you guys very, very much for joining in on the stream. It's always a pleasure to have you here. Look forward to more story series updates. And yeah, I think next week we'll probably have a chill stream where we can watch stuff together. And we'll take a week break. I think every other week works for story series because then I have time to write it. And, you know, it's fun that way. So yeah, look forward to a chill stream next Saturday. And look forward to future content and future videos. Again, thank you guys very much for joining in. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.